Welcome everyone. In this video, we are in the Great League, showcasing some more fun battles featuring Jellicent. Jellicent hasn't had as much play as of late since the release of Trevenant. Trevenant was terrorizing the Great League for quite some time until everyone's favorite large, cuddly walrus came on the scene. Now we don't see as many Trevenants, which gives Jellicent a little bit more play, especially knowing, guys, now that Jellicent has a pretty solid win over Walrein. Jellicent leads this team as the closer. And I originally designed this team as an anti-Walrein team, but oddly enough, guys, I ran this team for 2 full sets, didn't see a single Walrein. Go figure. So it's still a very strong team, and if you happen to run into a Walrein, know that all 3 of these Pokemon can beat Walrein. But also on this team, we've got Scrafty in the lead. Scrafty, of course, absolutely has a pretty solid, clean win over Walrein. But it serves as a fantastic lead as well, as a lot of people are running Deoxys leads now in anticipation for all the Walreins in the Great League. And although it's extremely close, Scrafty can edge out the lead on a Deoxys lead. If you happen to run into one, you're going to dominate those steel types as well, which are still very strong leads in the Great League, sees a lot of usage. Scrafty's going to be the lead on this team, and also on this team, everyone's favorite 4-armed Cofagrigus. He's going to be the safe swap on this team. It's actually a double ghost team. Kind of fun concept, but Cofagrigus as the safe swap provides a lot of strong neutral play, guys. That's typically what you want in a safe swap. To have strong neutral play, you're able to grab shields if necessary. And on Cofagrigus, although it is recommended that you run Psychic as your coverage move, I like the flexibility of Dark Pulse, as it is slightly less energy than a Psychic. And you never know, guys, in those in-game scenarios, if you're in a pinch and you need to get to a move, it's nice to know that you can get to that Dark Pulse that much faster, just in case you need it. It doesn't flip any matchups particularly. It's just nice, a nice little bit of added flexibility with our Cofagrigus, guys. But without further ado, I had a blast with this Scrafty team. Let's have a look at this first battle here, and already we are met with a very favorable lead in Obstagoon. Scrafty absolutely dominates Obstagoon. I don't imagine they stay in for long, and they make an aggressive play into a Skarmory. We were a little slow on the swap. Ideally, you want to swap a little bit faster than that. They are about 1 or 2 air slashes ahead of us, but that is okay, guys. Cofagrigus can flip switch advantage like you would not believe, guys. And we're right here, this could be a Brave Bird, and we're actually hoping it is a Brave Bird because we want as little health as possible on our Cofagrigus, and that is beautiful. Now that they threw the Brave Bird, they are now 2 times debuffed, and we can farm all the way down, and we have minimal health for this Obstagoon to farm. That could not have worked out better. So now we're going to come back in with our Scrafty and throw the Power-Up Punch immediately. Get that Power-Up Punch train rolling up against the Obstagoon here, and they elect to throw energy. We are going to shield. We don't necessarily want to take a cross chop, but it is a Night Slash bait, so they must be running Gunk Shot. That is good to know. And they make an aggressive play into a Shadow Nidoqueen. This is fantastic, guys. That's what I mean about Cofagrigus on the safe swap. It's able to flip switch advantage and allow you to get that precious alignment that is often crucial in having the most success in Pokemon Go Battle League. So we're just going to go for Bubble Beam bait, as this Nidoqueen cannot afford to tank a Shadow Ball, guys. And we know that. And they know that. So we're just going to go for another Bubble Beam bait. Even if they let it go through, it'll do a decent amount of super effective damage, as this is a Shadow. So they are taking 20% more damage. I'm going to shield this, or no, let this go. They didn't even bother building up to an Earth Power. No need in shielding a resisted Poison Fang. Not a big deal. And because they let that second Bubble Beam go through, we can just go straight Bubble Beam from here on out. And they make an aggressive play into Obstagoon. That's what I was talking about in yesterday's video, guys. Switch timer awareness is key to taking that next level in your progression in Pokemon Go. We were anticipating a catch to pressure our shield or do some heavy, super effective damage, and we did not allow that. Of course, knowing that they have Night Slash as well. Gonna look to get rid of this Nidoqueen here, finish it off, seal the deal with our Scrafty, and that is gonna be a good game. Well played to this battler. And we are off to a dominant start with this Jellicent team. Guys, if you like what you're seeing, do give the video a like, as you would be providing a massive help to the channel. Let's see what we got up next here. Stunfisk. All right, favorable lead for Scrafty, of course, with that steel typing. And they make an aggressive play into Cresselia. So here we go, guys. It is Cofagrigus time. Holy smokes, guys. Obviously, don't want to go into Jellicent. Jellicent's probably the second best answer. As most Cresselias are carrying super effective grass knots for Jellicent. So Cofagrigus, definitely the way to go. We did tank that Moonblast. Again, we want our health as low as possible, so we're going to overfarm quite a bit and look to get off this first Shadow Ball. If they decide to give up a shield, we are just one Shadow Claw away from the next one, and they do let it go. That is amazing. So once again, Cofagrigus flip and switch. We're able to get to that second Shadow Claw onto the Stunfisk. If they let it go through, it'll do quite a bit of neutral damage, and it does, right about 45%. That can't complain about that, and those Shadow Claws really did some added damage as well. That is amazing. Gonna tank the Earthquake. Scrafty can easily tank an Earthquake from Stunfisk, no big deal. And I imagine they make an aggressive play into a Clefable. Interesting. All right. So here we go, guys. And you guys are going to see why Bubble Beam is generally the way to go on your Jellicent, guys. It gives you added flexibility in being able to bait opponents' shields like we did there, while also decreasing that attack, taking the sting off of the opponent's attacks by that much more. So we're going to shield up this big move here. Happens to be a Psychic. That's a good shield. All shields are good shields on Clefables, as all they have are nuke moves. And gonna bait again, and we grab that second shield. This is amazing, guys, and because we've debuffed that attack by 2 stages, we're able to get to this Shadow Ball, and this is going to be doing quite a bit of heavy neutral damage to this Clefable, and it nearly takes it out. Anticipating an aggressive swap, we make the play into our Scrafty to catch the Stunfisk, and throw the Power Up Punch immediately to rev up that counter damage, but it does not help us. The Clefable charms us down, and right back at him. Jellicent hexes down the Clefable. That was a fun, exciting game. It's going to be a good game. Well played to this battler. Nothing but pure domination with this Jellicent team. Holy smokes, having a blast in the Great League, guys. Let's see what we got up next. Sableye, okay. Another favorable lead. Scrafty is a strong lead these days in the Great League, for sure, guys. Gotta go straight for the foul play here. If we grab a shield, great. If they let it go through, great as well. But I will note, if they let it go through, you can let the return go through. Depending on the Sableye's IVs and its attack weight, it could edge you out with those Shadow Claws, but we're okay. We got the big damage out of the way, and again, with Sableye in the lead, that is exactly where you want to see it. Just going to chip with a Power-Up Punch and do as much counter damage as we can, and right here, they elect to throw energy. A lot of battlers would shield here, but guys, you got to recognize when you don't need to. We don't need to shield. The Sableye is just about fainted, so we can preserve our shields and go into this secondary matchup at an even shield scenario. Expecting a Stunfisk or a Azumarill, that is a very popular line with Sableye lead, and it happens to be a Stunfisk, so gonna look to get off the hard-hitting Shadow Ball. If they let this go through, it do quite a bit of neutral damage, and I do imagine, yeah, they do shield, so nice. We get some lag here, so we have no idea where they are on energy, but we're assuming that by now they are at an Earthquake, not gonna shield the Earthquake, because we're reading that there is an Azumarill in the back, and we don't want to have to shield up a Rock Slide bait. So gonna shield up the Rock Slide here because we want to get off some damage on the Stunfisk to make it a little bit easier for our Jellicent in the back. So we're gonna look to go for the Shadow Ball. If they let it go through, great, or grab a shield advantage. and they let it go through. So we're going to aggressively go into Jellicent, and they meet us with the Azumarill right on cue. There it is. Jellicent has a clean win over Azumarill as well, and even shield scenarios. You can go straight Shadow Ball. No need to mess around with the Bubble Beam bait. It's extremely risky, guys. If they let a Bubble Beam bait, if they call it, it's just devastating. So the smart play in the Azumarill match is just go straight for that Shadow Ball. And gonna look to build up to the Shadow Ball and go for it as well. Again, if they let this go through, it probably wouldn't be wise, but they do, probably expecting a Bubble Beam bait. So now we can safely shield up the Play Rough and farm this Azumarill all the way down and have some loaded energy for this Stunfisk to close the game strong with our Jellicent. We've got a Bubble Beam. That's all we really need to KO this Stunfisk. So we're going to go for it. And it does help that it does debuff that attack as well. At this point, they have to EQ to KO, guys. A Rock Slide's not going to do it, and they know that. We get to the Bubble Beam on time, and this is going to be taking out the Stunfisk, and that is going to be yet another good game. Strong close from Jellicent. Good game, well played to this battler. Telling you guys, I had a blast running this team today. It's just a shame we didn't run into any Walreins. That was so odd. I was expecting Walreins left and right, but we just didn't run into any. But we are met with a Deoxys lead. This is a very close match. And they make an aggressive play in the Clefable, so we're going to go into our Cofagrigus here and look to get off as many Shadow Balls as we can. The goal obviously is to flip switch advantage, but if we can't quite flip switch advantage, we can come in with our Jellicent and farm it down, as the Clefable will get very low. We will expend one shield to try and get off one Shadow Ball. If they want to go completely down on shields, then by all means, we'll definitely take the shield advantage, but we're going to go for this Shadow Ball here and see what they want to do. And they do shield, that's okay. So we're just going to do as much Shadow Claw damage as we can. We're not getting to another move. And then we're going to come in with Jellicent and look to hard farm this Clefable, guys. We want to have loaded energy. Shields are down on their end. Gonna shield this up. It could be a Psychic, but it happens to be a resisted Meteor Mash. That is unfortunate. As with our water typing, we do resist the steel type attacks, but we're going hard farm, guys. We've got loaded energy. We are capped out at 100 energy, expecting... well, it wouldn't make sense to come back in with Deoxys, but they do. So we're going to aggressively go into Scrafty, knowing that we have a Foul Play stored, and this will do quite a bit of super effective damage to the very tanky Deoxys. We do get a little bit of lag there, and they come in and snipe us with a Wigglytuff. That is unfortunate, and we top left there, guys. Jellicent has 0 play up against Wigglytuff. That is just a team that we are not going to beat, but good game to this battler. Yeah, guys, Wigglytuff is one of the hardest checks to a Jellicent. Yeah, there was no chance there, but we press on. And we are met with an Altaria in the lead. Okay, obviously an awful lead for us. Got to go into our Cofagrigus safe swap. And they're staying in. So, guys, whenever you swap and your opponent stays in, it could mean either one of two things. Or both, actually. They're either weak to your lead that you swapped out of, or they're weak to what you swapped into. So either way, guys, knowing this, not no shots at the opponent here, but it's not the best poker face because they're staying in, and this is a huge tell, guys. So what we will do is definitely go down... give them shield advantage if necessary to preserve the switch advantage, because them staying in lets us know that we want to align our Pokemon appropriately. So we will gladly give up the second shield and look to farm this Altaria all the way down, as having loaded energy on Cofagrigus is very valuable. They come in with a Ferrothorn, so they were weak to Scrafty in the lead. This is amazing. This is why Cofagrigus is an amazing safe swap, guys. We bait with the Dark Pulse, another case to be made for running the Dark Pulse, because it costs less energy, allowing us to get to the Shadow Ball that much faster. And going to do some heavy neutral damage to this Ferrothorn, and just going to look to do as much Shadow Claw damage as we can before we get to a move. They had to throw here, guys, because we were definitely going to get to another move. That Bullet Seed does not apply very much fast move pressure, so now we can come in with Scrafty. The Power Whip, not a big deal. We can tank a Power Whip, no problem. Going to look to farm this Ferrothorn all the way down, but they aggressively go into a Shadow Nidoqueen, and it is lights out. Jealous Jellicent essentially hard walls Nidoqueen as we resist the poison type damage, which is Nidoqueen's primary damage output. And that is the team, guys. Had a blast with this anti-Walrein team. I guess we scared all the Walreins away, guys, with this team. Didn't run into one Walrein. That was amazing. So crazy, guys. I was itching to, see how this team would do up against Walrein, because when I was team building for it, I wanted to put out a video with an anti-Walrein team, as I figured it'd be useful to a lot of you guys out there, as I'm sure you guys are running into the Walreins left and right, guys. Understandably so. It's a strong pick, and we just are 1 day removed from the community day. So, but oddly enough, guys, I ran this team for 2 sets, went positive with it, had a 3-2 the first set, and this set we got a nice little 4-1. Didn't see a single Walrein, guys. Unreal, guys. I thought for sure I'd be seeing them left and right, and I could really try out this team and see how it really does. Because it's one thing is you can do some analysis and see how it fares out on paper, but it's a whole nother thing when you're actually in the midst of battle and live action. So, but guys, as you can see, even if you don't run into a Walrein, this is still a very strong team, guys. Scrafty double ghost. So Scrafty, being a dark type, obviously weak to those fighters in the lead, and we paired Scrafty with 2 ghost types, going to be resisting the fighting type damage, of course, but Scrafty also doesn't do very well up against those poison types like Nidoqueen. So also having 2 ghost types in the back to resist that poison type damage provides amazing cover for Scrafty. So we've got Jellicent as the cover for Scrafty. And Cofagrigus on the safe swap. As you saw in those battles, guys, Cofagrigus can really flip switch advantage and allow you to align your Pokemon appropriately, which can be make or break in the Pokemon Go Battle League, guys. So super strong team. Scrafty is an amazing lead, especially with how the meta has shifted, as a lot of people are running those Deoxys leads, where Scrafty, it is close. You are taking super effective damage from those counters, but you can go straight foul play, I believe. Or it might be, you might have to bait a power-up punch to flip that. But still, that Deoxys is either going to, you're either going to KO it, or you're going to leave the match with that Deoxys at low health, and then you can just easily come in with one of your ghost types and farm it down. I would try to play that out with the Scrafty if you run into a Deoxys lead, which you're very likely to do, guys. A lot of people are running Deoxys leads to counter all the Walreins, as Deoxys is a very solid answer to Walrein. It beats it pretty cleanly. The reason why I wouldn't swap out is because a lot of Deoxys leads compared with dark types in the back, and it is just a nightmare if you get a dark type on one of your ghost types, as you pose 0 threat to the dark types with these 2 ghost types in the back. But other than that, guys, super strong team. Definitely a decent team to run in the Great League. I had a blast. I hope you all did as well. As always, I thank you for watching, and keep up the grind. Thank you, guys.